You're listening to the audio production of Love Like That, 5 Relationship Secrets from Jesus by Les Parrott, published by Thomas Nelson and read by the author. Please note that you may download an accompanying PDF that provides enhanced materials for this audiobook. To download the PDF, please visit thomasnelson.com/p/love like that audio.
Observe how Christ loved. His love was not cautious, but extravagant. He didn't love in order to get something from us, but to give everything of himself to us. Love like that. Ephesians 5:2. Introduction. Love like Jesus? I'm not a soft-hearted poet. I'm not a people-pleasing idealist. I live with full-throttle ambition and no shortage of self-interest. I'm impatient and sometimes insecure. I jockey for position, and I like exclusive privileges. I can be judgmental, insensitive, petty, and resentful. Oh, and I can be cheap and stingy. But I want to love like Jesus. Why? Because I know it's the best way to live. When we love like Jesus, we are lifted outside ourselves. We shed self-interest. We become less judgmental. His brand of love sees beyond the normal range of human vision, over walls of resentment and barriers of betrayal. When we love like Jesus, we rise above petty demands and snobbish entitlement. We loosen our tight-fisted anxiety and relax in a surplus of benevolence. Most of all, the Jesus model of love inspires our spirit to transcend who we are tempted to settle for in ourselves and our relationships. It ensures that we are following the best way to live, the most excellent way. I want to love like that. But can anyone really love like Jesus? After all, he raised the bar of love to extraordinary heights. Love your enemies? Walk the extra mile? Turn the other cheek? Seriously? This is love beyond reason, isn't it? Of course. And that's the point. Divine love defies explanation. It aims straight at the heart. And as I'm about to show you, that's where we find its empowering secret. But let's not be too quick to dismiss our cognitive capacity when it comes to extraordinary love. We've all heard how even the most advanced supercomputers don't hold a candle to the human brain. A computer comparable to the human brain, for example, would need to be able to perform more than 38,000 trillion operations per second. Our brains make computers look like tinker toys. To say the human brain is amazing is simply an understatement. Complete understanding of the brain will be a long time coming, but truth be told, the human brain is child's play compared to the intangible human mind. The mind is its own place, said English poet John Milton, and in itself can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. Scientists have pretty well mapped out the terrain of the brain, but they are far from understanding the complexities of the mind. For starters, you can't X-ray the mind. It's beyond physical location. The French philosopher René Descartes declared that the mind, while it might live in the brain, was a non-material thing entirely separate from the physical tissues found inside the head. Furthermore, said Descartes, in one of history's most memorable soundbites, I think, therefore I am. His point? Consciousness is the only sure evidence that we are actually existing. The Bible actually said it first, for as he thinks in his heart, so is he. Pardon the pun, but the mind is pretty heady. It leaves scientists and philosophers alike with much to ponder. What scientists do know about the mind is that it is an intensely private part of each individual. Nobody has access to its intuitive and rational parts but the owner. No one can know your mind unless you tell them. Your mind holds your sense of self. Your mind is synonymous with your thoughts. Thus, we make up our minds, we change our minds, or we are sometimes of two minds. In fact, it's sometimes said that the mind is what the brain does. Your mind, in a word, thinks. Here's the good news. Loving like Jesus doesn't require us to put our minds in neutral and set aside our skepticism or critical thinking. It certainly doesn't ask that we put our intellect in abeyance. Far from it. As Oswald Chambers said, Christian thinking is a rare and difficult thing. So many seem unaware that the first great commandment, according to our Lord, is, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy mind. So when it comes to the seemingly irrational ways Jesus loved others, we need to be honest. discerning, and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?